what is that one common mistake, beginners trying to click bird photos do generally?
The most common mistake is not to understand exposure. Once you know the basics of photography, then only you should attempt something advanced like birds and birds in flight.
You're also part of various communities which also spread awareness about the importance of preserving nature, environment. So how do you work with these communities, and what is it the messages which the community also wants to spread, which you can share with our audience?
Yeah, actually, while in my photography journey, while going to various forests and marshy lands, I came across this company called DCP Expeditions, which are based out of Mumbai. But then this is a national and international involvement. We are around 200 photographers, 200, who are passionately involved not only in photography but also making people aware of the environment at the same time. Like this company started with Sunday morning photo walks, where anybody can join in various cities of the country. These photo walks are held, and there will be an expert in the Sunday morning photo walk who will guide the novice people not only how to hold the camera but also to make aware how good a nice place is. So what is being done over here. So that makes the students or the newcomers interested in photography, not only in photography but also in the environment around them.
Right.
Why photography should be done ethically, that also we try and convey. So this is done not only at Sunday walk, morning walk, but in all the workshops that I conduct. I'm a part of that company. So what I do is I do teach photography as basics of photography workshop, and I also do field teaching, like I do every year, once a year in Mangala Jodi.
Right.
So that is what we are about.
Okay.
So it's a community which spreads photography knowledge and also makes you aware about the environment.
So it is designed for urban audience also.
Yes, very much, very much.
So during this these morning walks, the Sunday walks, do you also help people, urban people, spot birds?
Yeah, whoever joins, we will help to spot birds and accordingly tell them how to photograph them in a quickly, or the best camera settings which are needed. If they want to know, we will guide them. So that they will generate interest in the basics of photography and then take it from there.
We invest a lot of our money in buying a good phone these days, having good camera, the lenses, the little that we understand. And of course, a few of the real photographers who want to invest in a good camera, they do invest. So can you share like three basic things as to what needs to be done, be it a basic camera or a very early, like the first level of DSLR and our mobile cameras, to take good photograph?
Yeah, whether it is a mobile, nowadays mobile cameras take very good images, or it is a basic DSLR, nowadays mirrorless, because DSLR is no longer there. What you need to understand, the very first thing is light. Because by its very definition, photography means painting by light. Photo means light and graphy means to paint. So you need to understand light, where the light is coming from, first thing. Second thing is exposure. How much of that light you are going to allow on the camera, whether it's a mobile camera, even mobile cameras have settings nowadays. And certainly the bigger cameras have them. The second thing is exposure. And the third thing I think to keep in mind is the composition.
Okay.
In the frame, what you are going to allow and what you are not going to allow.
Right.
So light, exposure and composition, three things to be kept in mind, whatever you have in hand.
Perfect.
So
So to all people like me who try our hands on the mobile camera and the early levels of digital cameras and the DSLRs, mirrorless camera, as sir mentioned. So those three things to be, you need to remember for that perfect picture. For me, a layman, we hear or see on our mobile phones and hear from the camera people that there is a shutter speed, there is a ISO, there is a aperture. So could you explain what these are for first time people who are trying to click that perfect picture?
yes, what I told you just now, just before this, is that light and then exposure. So we take exposure over here.
Yeah.
How much of light you are going to allow into your camera, and exposure is identified by, or rather made by, three things. One is aperture. Aperture means the size of the hole which allows light in.
Yeah.
So bigger the aperture, the more the light, and smaller the aperture, the less the light which will come in. The second thing is shutter speed. How long you are going to allow the light to come in.
Right.
A slow shutter speed means a lot of light will come in. A very fast shutter speed means very less light immediately. And third thing is ISO. ISO means the sensitivity of the sensor itself. Nowadays it's all digital sensor. The more sensitive you make your sensor, the more light will come in.
Okay.
So a balance of these three, these are known as three pillars of exposure. One is ISO, one is shutter speed, one is aperture size. These three will determine what the photograph will become. So you can take a photograph, and there is no such thing as a correct exposure when creativity comes in. So if I take a scene and I ask 5 people to photograph, each will have different exposure, but the photographs will be different. But that is not the point. The point is the photographs will be unique. So you have to know initially what is the correct exposure, and then later on you can play around with these three things for creativity, and that creativity is endless.
Right. So many times when we are editing the pictures, these are the only things which we, apart from the aperture, I think the other things can be kind of edited a little.
Editing is a very big subject in itself.
Yes, but just
once the exposure is done more or less in a proper way and the subject is in focus, then editing can certainly help a lot.
Right.
Photoshop is not a bad word, which people think. People will tell, oh, this has been photoshopped. That's not a bad word. Photoshop, every digital image needs to be processed to be presented, because otherwise the camera will do it for you. Rather than allow the camera to process, it is better that we learn processing ourselves, so that we know, because as a photographer, I know how much light was falling on the subject.
Right.
Even the camera may not know. Camera may not be able to get it right. So in that case, if the subject has turned out to be dark for some reason, I can put some light on the subject, because I know that is true, because I was there. So that is being faithful to the moment. So that is not a bad word. So if Photoshop helps me to put the light on the subject which my camera failed to capture, I can do it. So that is what editing does for us. And of course today editing has gone into the field of AI itself, but that is not real creativity. That is a totally different subject. But yes, editing helps to clarify the picture and present it as you want it to.
Right. I think editing allows us, for us amateur people, to add more color probably, because many times we miss out on capturing the real color of
no, I would put it the other way.
Okay.
When I teach basics of photography, I tell everyone to shoot in RAW. RAW means a camera. I must have heard the other word called JPEG. Most of the files are JPEG files.
Right.
But a JPEG file is a very much processed file by the camera itself.
Right.
To save space, because the JPEG file is very small, the camera most of the time on default JPEG. But actually what a camera sees and takes images is in the raw format. Raw is not a short word, it is the actual word,
That's
raw.
Yeah.
So whatever the camera takes in is a raw file.
Okay.
Now that is data. Now this data, if we allow the camera to keep it, it will keep it. So if we shoot in RAW, we have a lot of data to edit later on.
Okay.
Even if the file appears dark, the light is there. It can be processed.
Okay.
So I always say that you shoot in RAW so that you can edit properly later on.
What is that one common mistake, beginners trying to click bird photos do generally?
The most common mistake is not to understand exposure. Once you know the basics of photography, then only you should attempt something advanced like birds and birds in flight. So that needs to be understood. It cannot be done just by randomly clicking. That is what people make a mistake of. They can just shoot and get it. No, it is very much understanding the basics and then keep on training for that.
Okay.
Split second movement. Yes.
Sir, so tell me something to all the people who always say that we are very, very busy, we don't have time, you know how busy we are with our professional life, घर पे भी time नहीं मिलता है. So what do you want to say to them? You know, why it is so important to build a solid hobby?
Yeah, I would say that work is important, but life is more important. And don't make the mistake which I did. I wasted so much of time trying to get the perfect circumstances to start. But I would say don't get so busy in your livelihood that you forget to make your life. No, livelihood is one thing, and life in general is a much bigger thing. And all of us come with a timer, so don't lose the time. Develop your hobby. Hobby adds a total new dimension in your life. So take that step because it will add new meaning. It will make you a better person and it will make you better at work also.
Absolutely. So, sir, we have 12 hobby clubs on our platform of Searching Soulmate, and like two of the clubs which we have already initiated, hobby clubs, is of travel and food, and the rest are there for all of you to pursue. So you get to meet like-minded people, you get to share and plan how to build that hobby. Workshops are there, and I think this is so important because as you rightfully mentioned, that as adults the best way we can keep ourselves upbeat, keep ourselves focused in life rather than only livelihood is to learn something new. And what better than learning a new hobby or going back to that old hobby which you cherished or which you really liked many years back. And I think there is nothing in this world like खूब व्यस्त तो एकदम time नहीं है, too busy I am with work, because I think we can always squeeze out that 1.5 hour from our busy schedules every alternate day to pursue a meaningful hobby and make our lives much more fulfilling.
It's a matter of priorities, so one needs to prioritize.
Sir, that we have kind of reached the end of the conversation. I have to ask you, if you had to just say in one line as to how pursuing your hobby for photography, love for photography and taking it more professionally, how has it influenced you or what has it done for your life?
It has added a completely new dimension to my life, a complete new set of friends whom I could connect, and a complete platform for my creativity. Photography is one of the most creative things you can do, how you can express yourself. And I express myself through my photographs. I have so many new friends to connect with. It has added a complete new dimension to my life.
Absolutely.
And moreover, it is the best antidepressant that I know of.
Absolutely.
So whenever you feel lows, low in life or ups in life, you can share it with a photograph.
Yeah, and I can understand, sir, that you mentioned your age, you barely look your age, and you know, and I'm sure a lot of credit goes to the very fact that you actually have a very fulfilling professional and you know, and hobby related life, which kind of helps you stay grounded, stay connected, and also make new friends in the process.
Absolutely.
So we will just start a rapid fire round, and we'll ask you a few questions. Sunset or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Your favorite bird to photograph?
Whisker tern. Not a common bird, but actually it's a very common bird. But I love to photograph that bird.
Is it very colorful?
No, it's white.
Okay. One thing photography taught you.
Focus. Always stay focused.
One thing medicine taught you.
Precision. And well, that is what anesthesia has taught me.
A place you dream of photographing one day.
Africa.
So what is stopping you from that African safari?
Haven't been able to get organized to go there.
Okay.
Maybe being a bit lazy, but definitely I want to go there.
Your go-to snack on long drives?
Go to what? I couldn't
Snacks.
get- Snacks.
Yeah, while you're on your long drives.
Black coffee.
Okay.
I don't snack as a rule.
Okay.
Whenever I go on long drives, since I practice intermittent fasting and, every day, which is another story, I survive on black coffees only.
A moment in nature you will never forget. Share a story with us.
Yeah, actually I spent a full night in a machan in an open jungle, long back in 2010, I think, in Tadoba, where the resort which I was staying, they had a machan and they challenged me to experience it overnight. So I took the challenge, and that is a night I will never forget. I heard 2 leopards. I saw 1 or 2 leopards. I heard 2 what is called sloth bears, 2 sloth bears fighting, and whole night there were monkeys jumping. It was an unforgettable night.
I am actually curious. What do the animals exactly do during the night? Do they sleep like us?
No, they don't. They are very active throughout the night.
Okay.
Some animals sleep, but most are active, and the predators are most active.
Yes, yes.
So
What do the monkeys were all really jumping around?
they were jumping because the machan was on the tree,
Ah.
and maybe they felt that the machan is interfering on their area, so they were jumping on the roof of just a
Okay.
canvas roof.
Okay.
I should share a photograph of the machan with you.
Okay.
So that's where they spent an unforgettable night in the jungle, and a lot of noises,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, bees and insects, and you can't describe the feeling.
I had a moment. I just took a, I just wanted to eat, and I realized the food was shining. And then I realized there was the Jonaki Poka, which was
Acha.
inside. There was a firefly.
Firefly, okay.
There was a firefly, and it was really shining, and it was inside the food. It was sitting inside the food.
Yeah.
And last one, message you would want to pass to people who say, time nahi hai.
No, just do it, because life is short, and time is of essence. So whatever you want to do, add an hobby to your life to fulfill your life. Just do it. There are no excuses over here, because one day you will regret otherwise. So my advice is just do it.
Thank you so much for your precious time, and it was wonderful having you here and listening from you, learning from you, your experiences inside the surgery rooms, the high pressure job that you are into, and outside amidst nature, photographing and traveling. And it's been one of the most heartfelt conversations we've had at one of our podcast events. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure too. And if there is anybody of you who is interested in learning more about photography, you can always reach out to the
Yes,
platform.
yes.
I'll be glad to help you regarding
Yeah.
that.
In fact, we were actually thinking that maybe we would love to have a photography workshop. Maybe for pan India audience, we might do it online, and Dr. Das would be kind enough to help each one of you learn the simple tricks of clicking that perfect photo. With that, signing off for the day, and we'll be back with another exciting episode with one of our guests who will be sharing life's journey, soulful experiences, and finding that right balance which helps us feel contented and happy in our lives. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow, like, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you once more.